Live. Yo, that's
Yo,
Joe's ready
man.
face. Oh man, that's how you know he's ready. That's how you know he's ready for Don't Worry Wednesday. A little bit like a pirate.
They're already talking about burgers in the chat, man.
Wow, Joe.
They're gonna raise my blood pressure.
Okay, can you tell me
But now they're saying you need to make them.
what? Well, I was actually gonna make a burger later today, maybe.
Yeah, but you weren't gonna like shrink wrap it and send it across the world.
No, I wasn't planning on doing that. Nope. Also, so what's the deal with the burgers? These burgers keep popping up around Zay and Clan Media and Cats.
They want to have
burgers.
a Zay Clan Media burger.
Yeah, but what is it?
And they want the BSS shipping department to ship it out.
Yeah, I don't think that would be good. Well, okay, here's the thing. We have a good enough community that they wouldn't sue us, but still there's too many liabilities. I mean, we would have to write on the package, do not eat. Like, literally, do not eat.
Yeah, do not eat this. I know you bought this to eat it, but no.
No, not allowed. And
No
if you eat it, it's of your own... It's your own accord, and we aren't liable. We are not legally liable for any conditions that happen in your life thereafter.
We're not legally, figuratively, or
consecutively, numerically, or anyly. Yeah.
Oh man, my background's all weird.
Oh, move it over. There you go. Hey, when are you gonna switch the mushroom one out? I heard you got. Well, wait, you did switch it out for a time.
I've been using different ones. You haven't been noticing.
Yeah, you were. That's right. You just switched it out.
I switched back to the mushrooms.
Yeah, you switched back
because I was feeling all mushroomy. You know.
That's awesome. I was feeling mushroomy lately, but not in a good way.
You know, I'm kind of bummed. Because there's like a watch party going on in the PP right now, and I can't even join it.
Oh, is it literally just Don't Worry Wednesday?
Yeah.
By the way, when he says in the PP,
I want to participate. What's that?
By the way, when he says in the PP, he means penis. Yes, no, he doesn't. He does.
What? What? You just said penis.
It's a medical term.
Are we allowed to say that?
Please ask Ryan for further questioning on what's...
Are we allowed to say penis in the static P server?
Yes, just as long as you say in the penis. Like you in the peep. No, we're not. I am being informed that we are not allowed to say that. My bad.
What about man yogurt?
I don't see any problems there. Look, I mean, you can make yogurt from many things.
Pregnant tag.
Yeah, pregnant tag. Pregnant tag
we said that in there.
Yeah, that's been allowed.
I mean, I can't even say shirt or fork unless I'm gonna plan on getting good mated.
Did you swap out some other words for those words? Did you say what the shirt? I don't give a fork. Things like that.
Stuff like that, maybe. Maybe I did.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you should just
good mated.
Maybe you should just stay in the PP.
Maybe I should. Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm back. What happened? No. We're good, Zay.
Yes. So those of you who are confused by the PP, that's Pleb's place. We're gonna call it the Pleb place.
That sounds
my server,
way more
my
appropriate.
Discord server. The Pleb place.
A little bit more
or the
appropriate than PP. Yeah, well,
the PP, but it's so fun to say the PP.
It is fun to say PP. Yeah, well,
it is, right?
Yeah, it is.
Like,
it is
just,
undoubtedly.
Hey. And that's the logo. The logo is 2 P's.
It is actually very nice. It is very nice.
Huh. I chose that font.
Yeah, I like it. It is a very nice PP.
Don't say the PP.
Don't say the PP one. Yeah, send it invite.
Oh, I can't. Cats, why are you not a mod?
Oh, that's Pie Pie.
Fix that. The Pie Pie?
Pie Pie. Isn't that how you spell pie?
I'll send a thing.
I believe it's pui pui. Like that. Pepe.
Pui pui.
Pui pui.
There's a link. You can join. Read the rules.
P cubed. No, that's not cubed. That's p squared. P squared.
P squared.
Mm-hmm.
That would be exactly it.
Yeah. That's 2 p's. Yep.
I don't think you're gonna have any trouble following the rules, Ash. I don't think anybody, like any of you, like if you're in the static P server, you're gonna have no trouble following the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Because the rules are kind of similar, except for a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, don't follow the one that. Well, you can follow it. Just when you read the one about porn, kind of just skip over what's in the parentheses. Just no porn, okay?
What? Yeah, like I mean, yeah. They just wanted to be specific.
Mm-hmm.
Like of certain different things, right?
Yeah, and they went to the extremes.
Right. I know. But hey,
you got to start at the like baseline. If you're gonna say
no porn.
Yeah, no porn. For example,
that was like the baseline, and then for example, all these nasty,
all these the worst ones.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
because,
fair.
Like...
That's fair. Yeah.
No kissing.
Ooh, is kissing porn?
Is it not safe for work? No.
No hand touching.
Keep it safe for work.
Mm-hmm. No hand touch.
Now you can talk about these things, and we do have an adult area for more adult-ish conversations. There's still no porn allowed in the adult area, so don't be getting all like antsy.
Ooh, NSFW. No, we got an NFSW on our channel on Static P. You're more than welcome to.
You do. Not for safe work, yeah.
Yeah, not for safe work. So you're more than welcome to put your construction videos down there where you're not working safely.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice section.
Yes. The adult section is still not a place for you to put porn. It's a place for more adult-geared conversation.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It is safe for work, Sosu. Ah, I see, yeah.
What's Sosu mean?
That's kawaii Sosu.
I was like,
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
I thought that was like an abbreviation of something I hadn't heard before.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the talk of alcoholic beverages. Yeah. Yes, taxes are an adult. Taxes are an adult thing.
Pay your taxes. Don't cheat on your taxes. Don't cheat on your spouse. Don't cheat.
Dang.
Yeah.
Man.
Don't be cheating.
These are hard
don't be cheating
rules.
in video games.
Oh.
Don't be getting. Man.
Yeah.
Who's trying to kill you? I will kill them.
Whoa. That got intense.
I will kill them first, cats.
IRS is not going to hunt me down for $17. Wow.
You never know, man.
If you've only
because here's what they'll do. They won't hunt you down at first for $17. However, what they'll do is they'll wait until like the very end of there's a 7-year statute of limitations or something to pursue like tax stuff, right? And so they'll wait the 7 years or the 6 years, right? 6.5 or whatever, and then they'll audit you, and by then you'll have like $2,000 worth of interest and fees, and so then they'll come after you on $17.
Yeah, it's actually like legitimately if it's only $17, pay it, because they can come after you for $1, and they can, I mean, worst case scenario, they can do anything. So like they can ultimate punishment, death.
I mean,
always.
It's not. I mean, seriously, I've been audited before. Okay, and there was a discrepancy on my taxes. Right, it was very, very small. But because it had been like 5 years, it grew. Now, it was an honest mistake, but it was still a mistake. And there were loads of interest and fees and all this kind of stuff, right? It was crazy. And so a few dollars turned into like 300.
Yeah, and then
crazy.
If you have multiple offenses, they'll put all of them against you, even if they're only $17 each. You know, it's like... by the time you rack up 3, they're gonna be like, all right, you haven't paid your taxes 3 years straight, blah 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 blah, you know. And it's like they don't look at the amounts, they just attack you for it, you know. They just threaten you.
This is why I'm so glad at BSS we have Joe, not me. Joe Bohan, our accountant.
That's
right?
He's awesome.
Who keeps us? He's a CPA. He's like totally legit, and he's an honest CPA, and he's like beyond honest. Like he keeps us so far within the boundaries that we will never have a problem. Like if anything ever were to come up and anybody was to question anything, like everything's so far within the limits, and we do everything straight and narrow. You know, like it just saves us so much hassle and headache and you know, all that fear and all that kind of stuff. Now all we need is legal. We need a legal department.
Agreed. His name is Joe, so that means he's cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Who? The legal department? We have a legal department named Joe?
Oh, no. Supanyam said. And his name is Joe, so that means he is cool.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right.
I agree with that. Yep.
You want to be the BSS lawyer? I would love for you to be the BSS lawyer. You do a good job.
I think you'd be really good at throwing everybody off and then just getting your way because no one knew what was going on anymore. That's basically what it's like a lawyer is.
You're tremendously influential speaker person.
That's true. All right. Well, thank you for the fun, guys. I would ask how you guys are doing, but it seems like everyone's doing pretty good, except for Kendra. Kendra, be careful of your fingers. Those things are important, and that sounded like it really hurt a lot.
Yes. Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah. Well, I'll ask anyways. How are you guys doing, and how are you doing, Joe?
Man, I'm so great. You wouldn't even believe it.
That's great. I'm glad to hear it. Awesome.
You would not even believe it. I'm a little feisty today.
Okay. Somebody's
trying to kill cats. Cats is my friend.
Dang. Well,
cats helped me put together the PP.
That's. I mean, I would protect if I had the opportunity. If someone's after you, then yeah. I mean, make it known.
Who's after who?
You said someone's after cats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is it?
I don't know, but whoever it is, man, smack them.
Smack them real hard.
Smack them.
Right in the tush, like they're like they're a child.
No. I'm not touching their tush. That's NSFW, man. We're not touching the tushy. Smack them in the head, man.
You know what, Joe? You know what? I would agree with you, but then I remembered there's baseball and football. And those are workplaces. Technically speaking.
You know, that whole culture, man.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I don't understand it.
You know what you never see? You never see that in swimming.
Good. That would be weird in swimming. It would make an extra.
It would be weird.
It would make an extra sound in swimming. That's probably why they don't.
You never see the coach like smacking a swimmer's butt. You know, like.
Yeah,
I've never seen it in gymnastics. I've never seen it in ice skating. I've never
That's harassment. Yeah, gymnastics. That one's horrifying. That one would be horrifying. Yeah, that would be like straight up harassment. That would be an instant lawsuit. Like, not in baseball or basketball or whatever, but in gymnastics, I can't imagine that going down smoothly.
I mean, like, I played football when I was like in 9th grade, and that was the only time I ever played football because I thought I was a band geek for the rest of the time, you know?
Yeah.
And nobody ever touched my butt, and I was so glad about it.
Good. They should make
the coaches never touched my butt.
Good. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. Should put like cleats on your butt.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would probably be against the rules.
Yeah, probably. Yep. Skin wig.
This is not a skin wig. This is au naturel, guys.
Ooh, beautiful.
Shiny.
Amazing. Why did what? Why? That was weird.
Apparently,
just
YouTube
messed
makes
up.
us. It makes us. You know, we have to allow the word "but" in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, both of you guys. So Kishin Slayer and Super Neon Blue both said the word "but" right at the same time, and so we got two pops up saying, "This content is being held for review."
Somebody try to type penis.
Oh my gosh. Everyone's saying "but." Everyone's
See what happens.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, it came up.
Okay.
There we
Well,
go. I allowed
all
it,
right,
though.
all
Thanks,
right.
Ash.
So accordingly, I have to change the rules on Static P. Both penis and butt are no longer allowed on the Static P server. I didn't know. My bad. I'm sorry. No one's allowed to say butt anymore.
No one's allowed to say "but."
Well, according to YouTube, that's right in line with penis, which is right in line with all the other swear words. It has to like. Did you say COVID-19? Blocked.
It's an anatomical term. I remember when we were teaching our kids, you know, about like that's your penis, and like you know, because I have two boys, and like look at this show. Look at this show. That
Hold on. You say penis is not kid friendly, but like
no. It's a pee-pee. It's a winky. It's a dinky. It's a blah blah blah. And we're like, no, it's not. We're gonna teach him the name of it.
I'm pretty sure Kyle's kids call it a penis.
It's what it is, man.
Yeah, that's the medical term, or phallus. We should just say phallus instead.
Like, I almost want to say, I'm gonna punch you in your orbicularis oculi.
Whoa.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I'll have to go study for that one.
That's in your eye.
Well, it sounds like it. It's oculi. Yeah. I just didn't know the first part. Yes. Right. Take care of your body.
Hey, you know what? Princess isn't here.
Princess would disapprove of this conversation. Wow.
She's not here.
That's fair. She probably would.
So it doesn't matter.
Yep. All right. Well, what do you say we get on with the show? It's already been 20 minutes. And my apologies for that.
20 minutes talking about penises.
We did not do that for the total 20 minutes. We talked about hamburgers. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. You're right. We talked about hamburgers and pee-pee.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Don't Worry Wednesday is a place for
Wednesday.
Yeah, Don't Worry Wednesday is a place
professionals.
for good conversation, including those things which are what do you call that? Controversial to some. Adult conversations, right? Okay,
Dude.
Ash, never put those two things in the same sentence ever again.
Snowlock put the word schlong in there.
Oh, wow. I thought schlong is a kid-friendly term. That's funny. Okay, when I heard that when I was a kid, I was like, that's gotta be a swear word. That's funny. PP is PayPal. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's okay. Cover your eyes. Yeah.
Don't be scared.
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to kill cats.
Mm-hmm.
Then you should be really scared.
Yeah. There's a hide chat button. Okay, you might have to hit it. Well, let's dive into an actual topic. But first, I'm going to tell you what Don't Worry Wednesday is. Welcome to Don't Worry Wednesday. This is the show where we talk about issues and problems, things that are going on in your life, from difficult challenges to even things that are not challenges at all. You know, it could be just topics that you enjoy, like philosophy. We are not professional psychologists or psychiatrists or anything along those lines, but we will attempt to give you our best in our perspectives and just the different lessons we've learned along the way in life, hoping to help you get along in yours. That's all that we can promise. We don't promise any results, but we can promise that we'll try to be a friend. And this is an open and free space. You're welcome to say anything. No one's going to be angry at you or a bigot or anything like that. We're a very loving community, and that's super awesome. We can even talk about hamburgers and and still be friends. So that's pretty nice. But anyways, Yeah. Thanks for being on the show with us. If you got a topic, please go on to don'tworrywednesday.com. Meowlido just so wonderfully linked that in the chat, so feel free to click on that and go and fill out the form. It's very easy. Just click on submit a topic, and the rest will speak for itself. As for some of the things, just make sure you say that you're human, because otherwise we will not get it. And Don't Worry Wednesday is in all caps when you have to type in that part. Regardless, we hope that you send us topics because we are getting low. We have 3 currently that we can do. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, no, we have 2 that we can do. One that just came in recently that Wolfrix wants to be present.
Oh, okay. And yeah, I didn't see Wolfrix tonight.
I have not seen Wolfrix yet.
Yeah, he was here last Wednesday, but we didn't get to his topic in time. So yeah. Okay. Very well. Yeah. Well, anyways, that's Don't Worry Wednesday. If you'd like to check out some merchandise, you can get a box with every order, unless they're prints. Yalado has just stated you can go to that website there.
There are no Zay Clan Media burgers.
Not yet, anyways.
In the shop.
Sorry about that, guys. Is that something we should be apologizing for? No, it's not. Because we're making sure that they still stay healthy. We are proud to announce that there are no Zay Clan Media burgers in our shop to poison you upon consumption. Yeah. Sorry, Zay. I do think that the idea is fun, though.
No. We did
are they
not
really
make
good?
Zay sad. Zay made Zay sad.
Zay is okay. Hold on, Zay. How do you make your burgers? Can you tell me why? I'm not saying that. Okay, I'm not telling you. Zay, I'm not telling you that you're not worthy and that your burgers are unworthy. But my question is, what makes your burgers so good that they're worthy of being shipped to everyone around the world? I'd like to know the answer to that. Cats, if you as a spokesman for Zaycan Media have the answer to that, please feel free to answer on his behalf. Can we have Halo Static friendly Cosmic Cream Oreos? Man, we'd have to pay a lot of money for that. But yeah.
I have no intention of shipping food out of the shipping department.
Ooh, Zay might submit a topic now. That's a good point. Been troubled times. Burger. Hope this helps. That was a pretty good, I don't know, what do you call that? Advertisement campaign right there, cats. Pigeon burger with cheese product. Wow, pigeon? Okay. I mean, you've piqued my interest. I don't think I want to eat that, because I don't
want to ship it.
I don't know about eating something that has cheese in quotes. Followed by the word product.
Yes. We solve the problems that we create for you. Don't Worry Wednesday. That's what we do. Like,
what are we, the government? What are we?
No, because they don't solve them.
No,
they just create them.
They create them and then pretend that they're solving them, which actually creates more problems. Yeah.
And then they create a department that acts like they're solving the problem, and they waste a whole bunch of resources in the process and never actually solve the problem. The problem just ends up getting worse.
Fair. Well, with that said, hey government, please submit a topic to don'tworrywednesday.com. We can help you get things figured out and solve problems. If that was in your interest ever. If it's not, then hey, completely disregard everything we have to say. We are professional psychologists, psychiatrists, or government employees. What do we call that? Politicians? Okay, there you go. Politicians.
Government officials.
Government officials, yeah. Lawyers. All right.
Yeah, we're not that.
Let's get to a topic. I'm excited.
Let's do it. We got an urgent one.
That's right. We're going to do that one. This one
doesn't
have a name, so I'm guessing this one's from Anonymous. They don't have a preference of whether they're here or not, so this is perfect.
Yeah, they didn't put a name. They put a little dash for a name.
Very good, very good. I'm going to go ahead and throw this on the screen. The
throw it up there, man.
Will do. The title is wow, hold on. Oh, there we go. Dismissive parents. And it reads as follows. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. Oh. Whatever. Okay. It will be what it will be. All right. Feel free to read along if you so desire. How do you deal with a dismissive parent about them dismissing your feelings? I've told my mom I thought I was depressed. And another time I told her I was stressed. And she just straight up told me I wasn't. Told me I don't look like I am, so... don't look like I am, so I'm just not. Even though she talks about how she masks her depression so no one can tell she is depressed. Unrelated, but sort of related, I came out to her over the summer. I came out as being gay, MLM, and gender fluid, going by he, they pronouns. And she just sort of told me that, it was a phase and I was confused. Yet for years before that, she taught me to be accepting of others. Or she taught me to be accepting of others, no matter what sexuality, gender, anything. And she talks about how if my little brother came out as trans or gay or anything, she would be accepting of him. Honestly, all of this is heavily starting to wear on me. Last night, for whenever this is covered, last night was the 30th day of the first month of 2024.
So yesterday.
Yesterday. She told me for a third time that I wasn't stressed. We were talking about the week prior. That week, I was cleaning my room but stopped out of stress as the current semester was ending and I needed to focus on that instead, as I was behind and worried. I would fail a class that I needed to pass in order to graduate. So yeah, I was very stressed. But my dad asked me what happened to cleaning my room. And I told him that I was stressed with the semester ending, but now that it's over, I'll start working on it again. And that's when she told me that I was never stressed. This is starting to affect me much more than I'd care to admit. And last night, it caused me to even think about harming myself. I didn't. I was able to call my partner, and he calmed me down a bit and talked me out of it. So, any tips on how to deal with all of this? I really don't know what to do. Also, I'm sorry this is so long. Thanks. Insert name. All right. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing this. This sounds very familiar. I either, and I don't mean to try to figure out who the anonymous is or anything like that. Either we've had a similar conversation with you before, or recognize that this topic is not the first time we've had something like this. That this isn't unheard of, and you're in good company. There are a lot of people that deal with this, including people in my own household, in terms of just not respecting or not listening or just being dismissive of their family members, right? Mm-hmm. That's a very common thing, and it's a very unfortunate thing. And the double standards, and you listen to some parts of your family and not others. Yeah, all that is very familiar and seems unfortunately common. But knowing that it's common is sort of a good thing, because it means that there's probably a solution, or at least there's a recognition that you're not one in a billion, so it's not likely your fault, and it's not likely something that's so out of the ordinary that nothing can be done about it, right? So it's nice to know that you're not alone, and that there are other people that are suffering with the same kind of thing. Nyan says, listen to yourself over your mother. And sometimes you got to do that, unfortunately, especially when it comes to dealing with things like stress and depression To be told and to be dismissed on those accounts is very, very hard, very damaging, because you can't just dismiss reality when it's there. It's like, this is the reality. I'm feeling depressed. I'm feeling stressed out. And then this person tell me, oh, that's not true. How am I supposed to deal with that? Like, that's not something you can deal with. You have to solve the stress before you can deal with the other thing, I think, a lot of times. Because when you're stressed out, it's already too much to deal with, and then you got more to deal with. That's just not good. Anyways, you know all this. And so anyways, I hope that whatever we can say tonight can help, one, help relieve some of that stress, two, help you feel a little bit more comfortable with who you are, and three, potentially help, I'm not going to say repair, but remedy the lack of respect going on in your family. Hopefully we might be able to address that in a way that actually gives you an antidote, or a way to improve it from where it is right now. But all of those things, obviously, they're going to rely on you. But I want to say that you taking the steps to come here at Don't Worry Wednesday and share your experience, I think, is already a pretty good step, pretty big step. So I think that you have a good chance of getting through this. I know you can get through this. It's not a matter of chance. But some things that aren't up to you, like how your parents react to different things you say, well, we can hope for the best, right? And that's what I want to do, and try to lead you the best that I know in order to make that relationship better, so that they respect you when you say things like, hey, I'm depressed, and they go, okay, I believe you, because why would you lie about that? That doesn't make sense, right? Like, yeah. Yeah, so let's hope we can get some of these things moving forward, and maybe some others as well. But with that, I'm going to give it over to Joe. Joe's going to be really good, I think, at this topic. I mean, he's definitely experienced a lot of these things firsthand, and has gotten through them in really, I mean, incredible ways. I look at Joe, and he's definitely just a success story in who he is, and I appreciate Joe for all that he's dealt with and moved through, and just become through all of it. So Joe's a great role model to all of us. So I
let's not go that far. I don't know about we're a great role model.
all right, well, I'm gonna give it over to you.
I have a server called the PP. Like,
hey, humor's all right. Nothing wrong with humor. It's just a little potty humor, I guess.
Yeah,
is that
fun, man.
Covered? Is that potty humor? Is potty humor? Does that include PP? I don't know. You go potty with your PP, so I guess so.
It's just whatever.
It's just two P's.
Whatever.
Just two P's. Yeah, anyways, I'm giving it over to you, Joe.
Okay.
There you are. It's yours.
All right. Anonymous, first of all, let me tell you, thank you for the topic, and I'm so sorry. Because that is very frustrating. To feel like someone who is supposed to be looking out for you, someone who's supposed to be caring about you, someone who's supposed to like have your back, all this kind of stuff, is just dismissing all of these things. And to see, I see the double standard in what's being said about your little brother, that all that would be just fine, but then when you say the same thing, it's just a phase, and and that you're confused. I mean, that's a tough pill to swallow. And so just let me start by saying I'm very, very sorry that you're going through this, because this is painful. And I wish there was something I could say to take the pain away. I don't know if I can, because sometimes things just hurt, and sometimes we just go through them and they hurt. And I don't know, I've been in that situation before where, like, whatever the situation is, it just hurts, and it's depressed or high amounts of stress, or confusion, all these different things, right? And it can be debilitating. And so I think you were probably right, in the situation where you were cleaning your room, and then you were really, really stressed, and you needed to get some schoolwork done,
It sounds to me like you did the
So you
right thing there. I mean, yeah, that's
I
priority.
think you did. I mean, there have been days when, I've been working and then, just depression would strike, stress would strike, and I would be absolutely debilitated and I couldn't do anything. I'd just have to go lay down. I couldn't sleep. I would lay there. I would basically lay there and stare into space until maybe I'd fall asleep after a while, but I would just not be able to do anything because there was just such a heavy burden, like just weighing down, and it's hard when you're in that situation. I mean, how do you do anything? And then I don't know, emotions and psychology and all this kind of stuff. There's so much in there. And I remember when I discovered that I needed to start seeing a therapist, was when my stress and depression and everything was starting to mess with my day-to-day life. That was my sign that I was like, okay, I need help. I need professional help. I have friends and I'm talking to them about this stuff and I'm still getting worse and worse, and it's starting to mess with my day-to-day living, and so I knew I needed help. And maybe you're at that point. I don't know. I mean, you did talk a little bit about self-harm. Um, I would say it might be time to find some help. And you might have to go beyond your parents to find that help. It can be weird. I don't know your age, I don't know your situation, I don't know your insurance situation, all that kind of stuff, but I know there are counseling programs out there. I know there are different counselors out there. There are people that you can talk to. If you're in school, you might try asking a teacher, if they have a recommendation. Hey, I'm really struggling. I really need to talk to somebody. Is there somebody here that I can talk to? Is there somebody that, like I feel like I need a counselor? Something, just something, and start that ball rolling, because once you start getting the opinions of other people involved, then maybe that can kind of snap your mom to attention, like maybe this is real. Does that make sense? Because
Mm-hmm.
parents, it's crazy. It's really easy as a parent to just dismiss your kids because we think, oh, well, and it's pride. It's pride. Where we're just like, oh, well, you think you've got it bad, well, I've got it so much worse and blah, 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 or whatever, or you're not depressed. And we try to, it's just silly to me because, I will listen to my sons talk and I know that they've gone through the ringer. They still like, it's crazy. I have two boys. There was a big messy divorce. There's all this kind of stuff. Right. And so like there's all kinds of a mess that's being worked to be cleaned up with all of this stuff, right? And so every chance I get, I'm listening, I'm watching, I'm trying my best to pay attention. But at the same time, because of the way that things are, I'm also trying to give space because it's not like I may not be the right person to help. I may just trigger more pain
Mm.
because of the situation. So there's this fine balance between, offering space and for growth and for healing and all this kind of stuff, and then also being available, but the whole time I'm watching and paying attention and seeing what's unfolding because my kids are important to me, right? And I want to know, I want to see what's going on. I want to see how this is unfolding. I want to help in any way that I possibly can. And if there's something I can do to jump in there, then I want to do that. And it frustrates me because I can remember there was I had an ex-girlfriend a long time ago, years ago, and her stepdad sounds a lot like what you're describing your mom saying. I can see him saying these kinds of things. And it was just the kind of guy that he was right even when he knew he wasn't right.
Mm.
But he just could never be wrong. And I don't know if that's the case or not, but there are people like that out there, right? They're just always right. no matter what you say. They're right. And if you come to anything that might challenge what they're saying, you're just wrong. You have proof that what you're saying is right. You're still wrong because they're right. Right? So like there are some times when that's just the case, and what that is pride. And I'm not talking healthy kind of pride. I'm talking about the obstacle kind of pride that's out there. Where it's just that we all have it in to some degree in us. We all have this, we have to fight that within ourselves. But the more that we can learn to open up and be humble and listen to the people around us and ask questions, the better off we're going to be. So, something you might do is you could just ask. You might try asking your mom, "Mom, why do you dismiss me? I'm telling you that I'm stressed and I'm depressed and I need help. Why are you dismissing me?" And you might just call her out like that. You don't have to do it in a mean way. You can do it in a soft way. You can do it in a compassionate way, whatever. But it might be time to just ask. And that might be enough to get her to ask herself the same question. She might not even realize she's doing it. It might just be some kind of knee-jerk reaction. She might just be thinking, "Oh, this is a kid, blah, 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 blah." She may not, she may think of you as a little kid still. And, like it's tough as our kids grow older to acknowledge the fact that they're getting older, that they're getting bigger, and that we need to give them that they're becoming people. I mean, they've always been people, but they're becoming adults and they're dealing with adult stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the issues are advancing in complexity and intensity because that's how life is, right? Life seems to intensify as it goes. Things get more complicated as time goes on and as more people get involved and as different things happen. And then, before you know it, you might be in some kind of weird mess. And then you need some help. You don't know how to navigate it, but maybe somebody does. And then maybe you need a professional because sometimes things get all weird and wired funny in our heads. And then, we need a coach or we need a therapist or we need a counselor or we need something. So that might be the route to take. That might be your first step. I mean, obviously, I can sense by your post that this is very frustrating. I can sense your frustration, and I'm frustrated with you because this type of thing really, this is one of those things. Like, we had a topic last week that involved discrimination. That's one of those things that really charges me up. This is another thing because I've experienced deep depression. I've experienced incredible, intense amounts of stress. And when people just dismiss it, man, either they have never had real problems in their life or they just think their problems are worse than everybody else's or something. There's something going on and it's wrong. But I would start with asking, "Mom, why are you dismissing me? Mom, why do you dismiss me? I'm trying to get help. I feel like I need help. Why are you dismissing me? Why? Ask why." And I would continue to ask why. Maybe that I'm that annoying person. Maybe where like I'll just continue to ask why. I did that with Spotify.
Yeah.
Until I got what I needed, right? Because it was just like, what? Like, why? Why cannot we do this? And then they're like, "Well, we need to know this and blah 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 blah." Okay, well, what specifically do you need from me? Because why can't we just be like this? And so the more you ask, the more you might get to the point where even if they still don't acknowledge it, Sometimes just to get you off their case, they're going to help you find the help you need. Does that make sense? Because it sounds to me like you probably need some help. And that's how I would approach this. So again, anonymous, I'm very, very sorry for this situation. This is very hard, very stressful, and it's so frustrating. It's frustrating for me to hear about it again. But I think the first step is to ask why. And you feel free. If you want to DM me, you totally can in Discord if you want to do that. And then also if you want to continue to keep us posted on this, you absolutely can. But I've talked enough for now. I'm going to turn it over to Ryan and see what he has to say. So, anonymous, my heart goes out to you, and man,
Yeah.
I hope that you can find a way to get some help because it's really, really hard sometimes. So, Ryan, it's all yours.
All right. Yeah. And thanks, Joe. Right on the note, everything Joe was saying. I recognize, as Ash said, it can be very stressful and tough, obviously, to ask your parents. And there's a good chance that even if you ask your parents, they'll just dismiss you again over and over. I want to encourage you, don't give up on what Joe said. When you hear what Joe said, don't go, oh, it's too much. I can't do that. Don't tell yourself that. I want you to do this instead. Google how to find a therapist when your parents won't help.
Oh, did you Google that?
Yeah. Google search how to find a therapist when your parents won't help. Google search that, get some answers, and then go talk to your parents. Why? Because then you've got some foothold in what you're doing, how to navigate it, and recognize like you don't have to rely on your parents for this. You can find your way, but it's a lot easier with a parent, but you can find your way regardless. So if you type in how to find a therapist without your parents, or when your parents won't help, or whatever it is, that will at least get you going. And it's a step you can take towards helping yourself that doesn't require the hardness of going through your parents or your mom or whoever's not helping you, right? So don't get too stressed out or overwhelmed with the idea of like, I have to ask my parents, or I've already asked them, they said no. I already tried that, they said no. I already tried that. Like, I know that it's easy to get caught up in that sentiment of I already tried. But that's not a really good place to be, and it's not a helpful place to be. And then we all get there sometimes. And so just in case you were kind of going in that, like you could sense your mind doing that, I want to just tell you, like, it's okay. It's okay. We all of our brains do that at sometimes. You have to just let it go and say, you know what? Sure, I've tried those things before, but that doesn't mean I should stop, right? It's like the person who goes and runs a marathon. They're not running a marathon the first time they try. It takes many times where they have to run and run and run and run and run until they finally are capable of running the marathon, right? It's the same thing for most things in life. You're going to fail more times than you succeed at anything you do until you succeed enough times that you'll get that percentage high enough where you succeed more times than you fail. But generally, you're going to start off with more of a higher fail rate. So I'm going to say, don't let your mind play tricks on you. Don't let your mind, because here's the thing. If you're depressed, your mind's going to play tricks on you. Mm-hmm. If you're depressed, your mind is going to always spin towards the negative. That's just what happens. So don't let it win. Don't let it win that. You got to move forward, right? That's why we're here. And you want to move forward, right? That's why we're here. So it's like, if you're depressed and it's like everything you think always ends up in like worst case scenario, or like you basically, one way or another, you habitually think negatively about yourself or your outcomes of all things. Like all things will always outcome negatively for you. Those types of thoughts, that's depression. And so I would encourage you to not let it win this time, and don't let it make you so fearful that you don't take action, do this easiest thing first. Google how to find a therapist when your parents won't help. Look for articles, look for answers. Find an answer that you can do. And you might have to look through quite a few things before you find one. You might have to study a little bit and learn about, what's out there, what you're capable of, what your predicaments are because you live in this state or this country or whatever. You might have to learn a couple of those things. But then when you get through it, you'll have a foothold. And why is a foothold is really important? Because a foothold is an asset and a bargaining point when you're speaking to people. So I'm going to give a quick example of a real life scenario that just happened to me. Our house, we believe, has some mold issues. And so we were trying to solve that. But the landlord, so to speak, is sort of dismissive about it. So I went and I searched up companies that will come and do the check for us. But that right there, knowing who to contact, how much money it costs, and so on and so forth, knowing those things, it allowed me to, when I talked to the person who was dismissive about it, I talked to him differently. I just said, hey, so we have a serious problem in our house. We don't know what it is, but we're feeling kind of funny and we smell weird smells. I just looked up. It seems like it's only this much to have them come out. They'll do the scan for free. And if there's a problem, it's going to be about like this much per room and stuff like that. And for them, it's all of a sudden, it's like, okay, this is a real thing that's going on and they're trying to take action on it. I'm going to have to step in and like do something. And so it caused them to take action and not dismiss what I had to say, because I didn't just go, hey, I have a problem. Would you solve it for me? I went, hey, I have a problem. I'm solving it. And that's going to reflect on you. That's going to, that's going to reflect on you because I'm solving it and you aren't, sort of thing, right? It's a call to action, even though it's not like you're trying to be manipulative. It's just that when you have a foothold, when you know what you're doing, you can bring that to the table and you have with you a sense of charisma, a sense of, I know what I'm doing here and I'm doing it regardless of what you say kind of attitude. And it makes them on board for wanting to do something too. Because if they see you moving, it's a lot easier for them to move with you. But if they see you're not moving and you're asking them to move for you, that's like pushing a boulder when it's standing still, right? It's hard. But if you're pushing a boulder that's already moving, that's easy, right? And so that inertia, that momentum, that's important. And so get yourself in a foothold, get yourself in a position where you know the call to action, you are capable of starting it, and then you confront in a, not in a like attack way. I just mean like bring it to them in a nice way, and a way that's like, this is what we have to get done. This is what we have to do. This is my plan. And yeah, so on and so forth. Now, they may just go harder against you as well to a ridiculous degree. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's
a possibility.
Yep.
It's a legit possibility.
That is absolutely true. A very, very, I wouldn't say a very likely possibility. I will say it's a likely possibility. It's not out of the realm of weird. And so if they go even harder against you, then you know whose side they're on. Right? There you go. Why would you, it's like, if you know whose side someone's on and they're not on your side, why would you listen to them? Right? Sometimes you just have to make it clear to yourself and be like, okay, this is what I want that's good for me, and this is going to be healthy for me to move forward. I lay it bare, and this person went against me on it. Clearly, they don't want for the good of me. They don't care about the good of me. So now it's my turn to take action for myself and disregard what others have to say, because that's not helpful. There's no value there, right? You got to think sometimes in things like, it's very helpful for me to think of things in terms of value, like additive value. Like if I'm trying to go somewhere and it's healthy because it's valuable to be healthy, and someone's getting in my way on purpose, they're subtracting. They're like literally just trying to seize the value, keep it for themselves, or not let me have good, right? So it's just like, why would I listen to that, right? Clearly the answer is don't listen to that. Go where the value is. And I don't just mean like economic. I mean like value in terms of spiritual value or familial value or relational value or all kinds of value, right? Also, Wolfrix, hey, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, awesome. Hope to see you. Hope to see you next time. Should be back on Valentine's Day. Okay, cool. Well, we've got a topic for you, so we'll keep it on hold until you're here for one. Anyways, Anonymous, I think that's my best answer right now in terms of finding help. Don't let yourself talk yourself out of it, saying things like, oh, I've tried that before, that doesn't work, that'll never work, I've done it before, types of stuff, because we all fall into that trap. That's okay if you do. I'm not saying you are falling into that trap, by the way. I'm just saying if you are, you don't have to listen to that. You're more valuable than that kind of talk, right? You know that you are. You're valuable enough to be reached out for. You're worthy and valuable to be cared for. Your parents, your guardians, your family, they should be looking after you and taking care of you, right? Because you're valuable. Just because they're not doesn't mean you're not valuable, right? And I want to press that point. How you're treated by some people doesn't determine who you are. That determines more so who they are, right? Because they're the kind of people that treat you this way or that, right? Someone could treat you very nicely. What's that say about them? That they're a nice person. What's it say about you? Nothing. It means that they're a nice person, right? You are a valuable person. You have an incredible amount of value. You are a human life, and you deserve just as much care as anybody else. So don't dismiss yourself. Don't dismiss yourself on account of how others have treated you in the past. Don't dismiss yourself on account of the fact that you're not perfect. Don't dismiss yourself on the fact that you have done things that you regret. Don't dismiss your value because of these things. You are valuable, and you need to be cared for, just like we all do. We all need to be cared for. No one in this life goes it alone, right? We're all here. And some people care for us and some don't, right? And it's really nice when we find someone who cares for us. And it's really nice when we care for others, right? And I think you probably know this, Anonymous, some of the times that we feel the most fulfilled in life are when we care for others. When we live that out, when we lived out that experience of caring for others genuinely. Not for some monetary gain, not for some relational gain, but just literally because we value the person, right? That's a beautiful thing. Know that you are valuable. And I know that's not something you're going to agree with, maybe. Might be something you don't believe in, if you're, depending on your level of depression. But thing is it's true. Don't let your past determine your future. Don't let your past and how you see yourself determine that you're forever doomed, because you're not. I'm going to need you to take those steps forward, though, to get yourself in a place that is more valuable. You're not more valuable in those places, but it's more valuable of a place to be because you're healthy and you're being cared for by yourself and being cared for by others around you, right? That's important. That's important to me. It's important to me for you to have that. And I know you might think like, well, I don't know you because you're anonymous, but I don't care who you are. That's important to me because I recognize that you're valuable, that we're all valuable, And that's everybody. We don't just leave someone behind. It's like, oh, that person's not valuable. The rest of everybody else is. That's never the case. Everyone deserves is a hard word to use. Everyone is of the same value and deserves the same amount of love. We don't all get it. Right? It doesn't mean that we weren't valuable enough or good enough or whatever. Sometimes it's just our lot in life. I mean, obviously there are terrible people out there, right? I mean, a classic example, like, okay, Hitler, right? Hitler, terrible person, right? But here's the thing. If someone had shown him more love, if someone entered his life and was a good figure, a good role model, someone who could point him in a better direction than that, I mean, it would have literally made the world of difference, but also would have made the world of difference to him. We all need love. We all have love within us to give, and we should give it as much as possible. And a lot of times, man, it helps solve depression a lot. It doesn't just get rid of it, but it really helps tampen it down if we can spend time loving on others, and forget ourselves for a bit, because yeah, it's just a big help. Anyways, those are some things on depression and some things on getting help. I have some more I want to say on behalf of trying to establish that respect with your family so that these kinds of things don't exist for the rest of your life. Like, if you had to choose between a position where it's like, okay, for the rest of my life, my family doesn't respect me, or for the rest of my life, my family does respect me, obviously you choose like, hey, let's have them respect me. Like, obviously, like, that's a good thing. Let's do that. Let's try that, right? I want to talk on that a little bit more, but before I do, since I've already talked for quite a while, Joe, I'm going to give it back over to you. I'm sure you've got stuff you'd like to add.
There's one thing that really kind of sticks out to me. Thank you, Ryan. I really appreciate everything you were saying. And Anonymous, I want to let you know that it's okay to be angry. Because when you have somebody dismissing your feelings, it's also very easy for them to dismiss you being angry or say that, how come you're angry? Like, if you were to respond with anger, or if you were to get angry at this situation, like, almost like, why are you getting angry? You don't have any reason to be angry, blah, 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 blah. And then, and then you start to internalize this and say, oh my gosh, I have no reason to be angry, but I feel angry. This isn't a legitimate feeling. And then it becomes easier and easier to just press it down and force it down inside and bury it and continually press it down and down and down. And what happens as a result, if you do that long enough, is that anger will, what they call in psychology, it'll freeze and it'll become depression. So a lot of times, and that was exactly the case when I found myself in like just extremely severe depression, was that I had situations that made me angry, but I had been told over and over and over again that I shouldn't be angry. Why are you angry? You shouldn't be angry. You shouldn't be angry, and like all this time, and people making me feel like an idiot for being angry about these situations. What do you have to be angry about? This is your fault, stuff like that, like I can't. And what I found was there was a whole bunch of manipulation going on too. I don't know if that's necessarily the case in your situation. Hopefully not, but it's definitely possible. But the anger, if you continuously have people telling you you shouldn't be angry, why are you angry? This isn't anything for you to be angry about. Anger is a legitimate feeling. It's okay to be angry. It's not necessarily okay to be aggressive
or wrathful.
Yeah, right? Like, there's a difference between anger and aggression, okay? What I want to differentiate here. Anger is when you have this heightened sense to take action. That's anger. And it's a lot the same as excitement. It's a lot the same as fear. You know, it's this heightened sense of things. But anger is a little bit special because there's this like tension, there's this intensity to it, there's this
You know,
you have all this extra energy.
Anger to me is really intense, and whenever I feel like the slightest amount of it, it legitimately scares me, and I'm like, who the heck was that? Like, that wasn't me. Oh man, I don't know what that was. I don't like that. I'm not angry anymore. I'm just like, whoa, no thanks.
You need a therapist.
It's because my dad was an angry alcoholic.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
yeah. Yeah.
So you put anger and aggression together, right? That's
because
what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people sense anger and they fear the aggression. They don't want to get in trouble by, getting like throwing a punch or being violent or doing something, saying something silly or whatever, right? But anger is important because what it does is it pushes us into action mode. It's awesome. Oh, we've got the chat. The chat's lighting up like crazy.
Yeah.
Kat says, one of the best pieces of advice I've gotten is sometimes your greatest ally has to be yourself. Being in a similar family situation, being my own cheerleader on several occasions, I eventually reached a point where I don't care for what a certain family member think of me. Like, I came out to them and straight up, I don't care what you guys think. This is who I am. I don't care if they're proud of me. I'm proud of me. Celebrate the small things, Anonymous. You are so brave. That is well said, Cats. Wait. Super Neon Blue, you get angry?
I do preface that with it's a kind of adorable, but yeah, she gets angry.
It's an adorable anger. My anger is not adorable.
No, it's a very different style of anger.
Anger.
Yeah, her style is a different style of anger.
So here's the thing. What Kaz was saying is absolutely true. Now, it's hard to get to that point, and sometimes it takes some time, but like you can get there where it's just like you're just like, you know what? I don't care what anybody else thinks. Just for instance, today, my kids, they go to a private school, and there's a lot of
politics.
What?
Politics.
There are a lot of politics there. Yes.
Oh, okay.
There's, it's a private school. There, people with money send their kids there. I'm not all that super well off, but we send our kids to private school, and I pull up to pick up my kids from their basketball practice today, and my car, like, I live on a dirt road, and my car's just dirty and it's old and it's dented and all this kind of stuff, and I don't even care, so I just pull up in this nasty looking car to pick up my kids, right? And I see all these parents like walking by, and they're all kind of looking at my car.
They're admiring it. They're like, wow, that guy looked like he had fun. No.
And I'm like, you know what? I don't care. Like, look at me. Now, the coach is a cool guy. He waved, whatever, but I could feel the judgment, right? And I'm like, haha, screw you. I don't care. Right? I don't have to care what you think. Right? And you can get to that point. It's a beautiful place to get to. But I do want to address, it's okay to be angry, and here's what you do with it. When you sense anger welling up inside, it's not time to lash out. It's not time to be aggressive. It's not time to fight. It's not time to, put up your dukes and punch your mom or anything like that. Don't do that, right? You can take your anger, you can feel it, and then you can use it for good. This is one of the things. Now, this also takes some training. But if you can keep it in the back of your mind, anytime you get angry, rather than listening to what they say about, oh, I shouldn't be angry. What right do I have to be angry? This is all my fault anyway. This is all just because this is the stuff that I heard. Anytime I would get upset about something, well, you don't have the right to be angry. This is your fault. This is your problem. We talked about this. Blah, 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 blah. All these kinds of different things. But it didn't make the situation right, and I was still really mad. Right? But then in the face of not being allowed to be angry because they were just dismissing it and taking it's like, well, I guess I can't be angry. And so then like I just eventually became a pushover. And anytime something hit me that made me angry, I would just bury it And I thought I was like the king of self-control. I deceived myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, look at how in control I am. I have this angry feeling and I just stuff it way down inside and I never think about it. But then it stays there and stays unresolved and then freezes and becomes depression. And then you have like years of garbage to like unburden yourself with in therapy, afterward. But take the anger, feel the anger, let it. This is what I have to do. Like, I will let the anger, I'll think about it and it'll make me so mad. I'll think about things that happen now, little things that people do that just annoy me a little bit, and I'll amplify them just so I can get some anger. So then I can go work out. Or I can play my drums really hard. Or I can go get some stuff done. Or I can, whatever. Because we can turn that power into something productive. And I would say if you can do something physical, that is the most effective thing for me. Whether it's, some kind of workout, like I'm really, really sore right now because I just started a workout program like a few days ago. And so now I'm like, today was arms day. And so like now my arms are like rubber, but they hurt really bad. At the same time. So it's kind of funny. But yes, so you can take that energy and you can use it productively to something like exercise, something like building something like working on something. You could use it to clean your room like you were cleaning your room. These things that stress us out, excuse me, when it gets to the point of stress and depression, it can be debilitating and shut us down. But if we can take anger and just say to ourselves, oh, I feel that feeling. Here I am. I'm in this feeling. I've learned to say, oh my gosh, thank you for this feeling. Now I'm mad. And now I can go do some stuff because now but I've learned that I have to separate the feeling from the incident. The thing that made me angry, the stimulus, I have to separate my response from the stimulus, if that makes sense. And say, now I'm left with this feeling. That doesn't matter. I can't change that thing happened. Now I'm just left with this feeling and I'm angry, so I'm going to go do something with it. And with that, you will prevent yourself forcing it down and burying it and it freezing and becoming depression and being in an even worse situation. And the other thing is you will take steps toward, like, eventually, like, you doing this helps you kind of inevitably take steps toward what Katz was talking about, where you're just like, I don't care what people think. You know what? Like, if they make me mad, who cares? Because I'm just going to use it productively. And it can be really cool. So anyway, I don't know. That was really the only thing I wanted to point out, because I can sense in this situation there's a real danger. Somebody who's dismissive like that would probably also tend to delegitimize your anger response. Dismiss your anger response. Tell you that you shouldn't be angry. Tell you that you should stop being angry. Like, well, why are you even angry about this? It's not my fault. Why are you angry at me? Whatever, blah, 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 blah. And just like people who are dismissive like that, it almost makes you more angry, makes me angry. So I appreciate the comment, or I appreciate the topic, because now I'm angry. And but then you can use the anger productively instead of burying it. And you don't have to use it to lash out at them. You don't have to use it aggressively. You can take the feeling and use it well. And by doing that, you release it properly. So it's no longer stuck within you. It's no longer held bondage within you. It's not going to freeze and become depression. And usually things get done. You move your life forward as a result. It's kind of cool. There are a lot of benefits to experiencing anger and figuring out how to use it productively. So don't let people dismiss your anger. It's a valid, normal feeling. It's okay. And you have every right to feel angry. You just don't have every right to attack somebody. Does that make sense?
You don't have every right to do anything you want just because you're angry, but you have every right to feel angry.
Yep, absolutely. It's a completely valid feeling. And this frustration of being dismissed over and over again is also exceptionally valid. Because dismissers will make you feel like your feelings aren't valid. But they're real and they're valid, just like you. And you can get past it. You can grow. So anyway, that's all I had. I know yeah, back to you, Ryan.
Yeah, that was
Hopefully
really
I didn't
great.
offend anybody. Or maybe hopefully I did offend you. If I offended you, be angry.
Yeah.
Do something good with your anger.
Yeah. Yeah. There are many different possibilities and reasons why you might be experiencing depression, and anger could very well be a viable one. Obviously, that's not all that there is to the story, and who knows what more there could be. So I want to urge you once again, as we kind of already stated before, seeing a therapist if you can. Well, you can, but if you are willing to get one, it would be, advisable to bring up any manner such as this, which might help you, because it might not be anger that you're dealing with, but it could be. And so the thing is, what Joe said doesn't apply to just anger. It can be any type of emotion that you've been pressing or suppressing because of family related or non-family related, I guess. How do I say it? Being held back, I suppose. Not allowed to experience the goodness of an experience, and being forced to say that it's a bad experience and that you need to press it down and not express yourself, right? These types of things can happen even if it's not just anger. So yeah, anyways, take these things to your own mind and reflect on them, and hopefully something good comes out of it, right? That's all we can hope for, and that's what we do hope for, because we don't expect to solve your issues, because we know that the hard road is for you to travel, and that's the road that is that you can be proud of, right? We as we are on Don't Worry Wednesday, we're capable of sharing different perspectives and things that we've gone through, but we're not the ones doing the battle. It's you guys, right? And so we're here to hopefully arm you with some good gear, but the battle is yours to face, and you own that. So I'm so proud of everyone who goes to Don't Worry Wednesday. I'm proud of everyone who's made those changes in their life, not because of us, but just because they've decided to, and and that we got to be any part of that is just an honor. But yeah, I'm proud of everyone here, especially you, Anonymous. I can see that you intend to move forward, and moving forward's not easy, and you're already taking steps for that, and well, it's doable. And I say it's not easy, but that's sort of a lie. That's a matter of perspective. Is it easy? Well, I don't know. Sometimes things are a lot easier than we make them out to be. That's for sure. We can get ourselves all worked up when all we have to do is have a single conversation. And then we have the conversation, we're like, well, that was easy. That was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Sometimes it goes like that. And the battle was all in our head, right? That tends to happen a lot. So don't let fear rule your life. That's kind of what I'm saying, I guess. And don't let your life be lived by running from the things you're afraid of, or running from the things that are painful. We all don't like pain, right? But if you live your whole life living out how to avoid the most pain possible, right? If that's your objective in life, unfortunately, that doesn't work out well. I've seen it too many times to know that doesn't work out well. You have to be willing to go through pain for something that's worth it. And that thing that's worth it right now, I think, is you. And so you have to be willing to go through pain to get to yourself. And we all have to kind of embrace that from time to time, so that we can be happy. Genuinely, genuine peace and happiness is is an experience that's forged through not running from the pain, but letting it come and dealing with it and going through it and coming out on top. And so all that is to say, I'm proud of you, and I'm looking forward to you getting over this and not getting over like you, whatever, getting through this. You getting to that next step in your metaphorical ladder of your life. We've all got these problems that we have to deal with. We all do. A lot of them are mental, and that's an interesting thing, but here we are, right? And so I encourage you to just keep going. You're already going. You're already trying. I can see that. Otherwise, there wouldn't be accounts of dismissal, right? You have to be trying for someone to dismiss you, right? You're already trying. And I just want to encourage you to keep trying, and you're doing good. And you're not just doing good, like you're doing a good job. I mean, you're also doing good work. You're doing work that is good because it's good for you and it's good for the people around you. Trust me. If you are in a position where you like yourself, and because you treat yourself good and kind and, that sort of thing, you are so much healthier to be around for other people, right? And that's a big blessing. Now, that's not to say you're not healthy to be around where you are right now. But what I mean to say is that as you go forward in your life and your journey, and you get wiser and better and stronger and more, firm and so on and so forth, you become better and better for the people around you. So it's like, if not for yourself, at least for the people around you. Because if you look at the people around you and your friends and you love them, your partner, for example, right? And you're like, I want what's good for my partner. I want them to have the very best. Well, they have you. Keep working on you. Make sure that you're the best, because you want to be able to offer a gift that is good for them, right? I mean, that's an incredible thing that I get to say is, with my wife, I can say, I can't say that I'm a worthy gift, but I can say that I'm at least a good gift for my wife, right? I'm good for her, and she's good for me, right? To be able to say that is huge. It's a blessing. And to recognize that and not be put off by that, right? Just be like, you know what? I have worked to become who I am. I have sought after wisdom, sought after being a healthy person, being a good person to be around, being a person who loves people and builds them up, right? I've trained myself to become that, so that the offer that I make of myself to others, especially to the person I'm going to be with for every day for the rest of my life, right? To be able to offer that up, someone who, like this person, who I have spent time on making sure that they build people up, that they're good and healthy for others, right? That person, I get to offer that to my wife, right? And she gets the benefit of that, and I feel good about that. I don't have to be like, like thinking all the time that anything but that I am a good thing in her life, right? And she's a good thing in my life. I think that is so valuable. If you can be there. And I say this to encourage you to do the same. To get the help you need to get there, right? So that might be a therapist. It might not be. I don't know where you are in your journey. But I'm positive that you want to be able to say that same thing about yourself and your partner, right? I think that that is a beautiful thing. And so, if not for anybody else, and if not for yourself, at least for the ones you love, right? Let's start there. Because it's a lot easier there to start there than it is to start on yourself when you don't like yourself, right? So start there. That's a good starting point. And work for them. Work on yourself for them. And then eventually come to the point where you look at yourself and see something beautiful, see something valuable. And then and at that moment, I think you're going to be even better for the people around you. Because here's the thing. If you love yourself, you're way more free to love others. And it's a hard saying to swallow, but it's generally true. So I implore you and I encourage you, keep going down the road you're going. Keep seeking after this help. Keep trying. Don't give up on yourself. Don't let your mental demons get to you. Don't let anything get to you. Don't let your family get to you. Don't let anything stop you from being the kind of person that you're proud of and being the kind of person that you know builds up others around you, fills the world with love that is genuine and valuable. Because there's like nothing better than that, right? Go for that. Go for that and don't let anyone stop you. Especially people who are dismissive of that, right? You're valuable. You've got so much to offer, so much good. The world won't even be able to contain it. Like we will not know all the things that you do. Because you do things probably every day of your life, don't you? You probably do some amount of good every day of your life, even if you don't see it. You probably reach out to your friends or your loved ones and you encourage them, right? That's huge. It's beautiful. And the more of that we can have, the better. So I encourage you to keep going with that. And last part, on behalf of your parents, we've already talked for quite a while. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I'm going to make one final statement on behalf of your parents. There could be any number of reasons that they're dismissive. Someone, it might have been Jan, I don't know. Someone said it could possibly be that they don't know how to deal with these feelings themselves, so they're brushing yours aside. They've pushed these feelings, like they've had similar problems, and they just like, oh, they're not real. And they've come to convince themselves they're not real, even though they fight with them like every week. And so they dismiss yours. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. We don't have any strength in accusing them of being terrible people, right? It's not going to make anything better. We can learn where we need to not listen to people. We can learn where we need to know when to just go, okay, well, that person's not going to be very helpful for me. I'm going to move somewhere else. But it's not going to be very valuable if you have to live with these people because they're your family. It's not going to be very valuable to make them your enemy. I would much rather you try to make them your friend. And so, obviously, some things just don't work out. Sometimes you can't get through to people. Sometimes they're going to be your enemy no matter what. Trust me, I know. In fact, this was when a long time ago I used to play a game called Ragnarok Online. I met tons of people. I had tons of friends on that server. There were like 200 people. They all knew me. And they all considered themselves to some varying degree my friend, except for one person. And I was always nice to them. And one day I was just like, hey, so clearly you don't like me, but I'm just curious, like, why? And because I want to be your friend. You seem like a nice person. I've seen you be nice to other people. And genuinely, I think you're actually pretty cool. But you clearly don't want to be friends with me. And so I want to know why. And they responded, basically, because everybody else is your friend already. That was it. Basically, they didn't want to. They wanted to be the outlier. They wanted to be the person that hated me. And I was like, but couldn't we just be friends? Like, and he's like,
Can
no.
you just hate me and we can be friends?
Yeah, can't we just have like a mutual hate thing that's fun? Like, and he's like,
I mean,
no.
I've had friends that I hate. Just kidding.
That's great. They call those
I've had friends
frenemies.
that are annoying.
Yeah. Frenemies. Friendemies? I don't know how to say it. Frenemies. But anyways, yeah. So some people, they've got pride issues. They've got issues that it's their thing and it's not you. Okay. So with barring all of that, here's what I'm going to say on behalf of getting you into a place where your parents respect you. First off, that's not easy. That's a really hard road. But here's some pointers. Don't expect respect from them anytime immediately. It's a long game. All right. Generally has to be. Because respect is a foundational assessment of one's character and your relationship. It's a foundational part of your relationship. So foundational parts take a long time to settle, if you will. And so like you could think of it like rock. Rock takes a little while to form. So solid ground like rock takes a long time to form, but that's what makes it very strong. So respect happens to be one of those things. But respect can be, I'm not even going to say earned. Respect can be created. Okay? I don't think respect can be earned. Respect is created. And the reason I say respect isn't earned is because people make a decision. And it's people's decisions, not whether it's faceted or faceted in reality or things that have transpired or whatever. People just make those decisions by themselves. Okay? And a lot of times people are making those decisions without even thinking about it. It's subconscious, but they're making those decisions. Okay? So respect isn't earned. It's established or it's created. Okay? It's a lot easier for people to respect you when you first respect them and you let it be known. You let it be known that you respect and trust someone, they are way more eager to give you respect and trust back. Okay? Now, does that mean everyone's going to give it to you just because you give it to them? No, of course not. But if you can, with your words, say and not lie, but say these words out loud, I respect you. Respect my authority. Okay. If you can say the words out loud, I respect you, to someone, you know what happens? This is what happens. They think I'm smart. That means they must be smart because only smart people think that I'm smart because I'm the smart one.
You are.
So they're smart. That's literally what happens to people's brains. Okay? Yeah. If you tell someone, like, that was really smart, you're really smart, people will counter that with, oh, this person must be really smart to compliment me on my intelligence. Because they see it. And I know how intelligent I am because literally I've been working on that my whole life. And I know what's what. I know what I'm saying is true. Right? So tell people they're smart. You will infer your own intelligence in them. You will supplant in their brains that they think you're smart because you told them that they were smart. And they will think you were smart in turn. Tell people that you respect them and you trust them. You will be amazed. I remember I worked with this girl at Taco Bell, and she said, I don't trust anybody with my cashier drawer. You're crazy. She told me I was crazy because I was like, you know how to count my till. You can do it. Like, and you clearly want to. So, because I'm in your way right now and I'm doing this other thing and you're just waiting for me to come over there and you want to count it, you can count it. And she's like, what? You're crazy. I don't trust anybody to count my stuff. And I was like, I trust you why would you, I trust you. And she's like, oh, okay. And she counted it, and it was good. And from that moment on, she always trusted me. She always respected me. She asked me about and talked to me about things she never talked to me about before, right? Because I told her I trusted her, right? Because I did. But I'll tell you what, this is an interesting thing. People are more likely to betray you if you don't tell them you trust them than if you do. If you tell people you trust them, yes, there are people that are maniacal out there that are really only trying to get the upper hand on you. And you just gotta recognize who those people are and don't trust them, right? Obviously. But the average person who isn't looking for the destruction of others, if you tell them you trust them, genuinely and generally don't want to break that. That's a piece of value that you just added to their life. And they're like, well, I don't want to break their trust. They're a nice, cool person. They trust me. Like, that feels good. I don't want to break that, right? And so my point here is, this isn't to say you want to manipulate people. This is to say you want to get the best out of people and bring the best out of them, right? That there's a difference, right? And you want to bring the best out of people, and you do that every time you act, right? I mean, you can bring the worst out of people, you can bring the best out of people. It's not manipulation to be like, hey, nice job tonight on your concert. It's like, oh, what are you trying to get out of me? It's like, nothing. I just want to encourage you to keep on doing it. You're doing great. There's got to be some kind of hidden motive. No, literally, there's not. Literally, I love you.
That's a person that's been mishandled.
Yes,
they've been mishandled by others, and so then they can't trust. Right?
Yeah. That's absolutely true. And I've run into my fair share of those people, and I feel bad. Like, one of my best friends growing up lived that out, and so he was one of those people. It was very hard for him. So yeah, I love the guy. And he learned, to eventually start, because we were around each other so much that he learned that he could trust me, and so on and so forth. But yeah, absolutely true. So my point of this is, as much as you don't want to, say out loud the words, I respect you. Say out loud sentimental things from time to time, because it builds in them who you are. It builds into them how they should treat you, right? And it's not a matter of manipulation. It's a matter of bringing out the best in your relationship, right? That's important. Every relationship needs tending to. Every relationship needs to be fostered and cared for with kindness and a helpful attitude and good discussion and so on and so forth, and especially respect. So if you can utter the words, I respect you, at some point during some dialogue, that's a seed that you implant into them. Don't expect immediate response and change, but things will start changing. If you're willing to make those steps forward yourself, things will start changing in that relationship. If you're not doing this already, if you are already doing this and you're not seeing any results, then that's a clear sign you don't need to keep on doing it. And you can kind of recognize that there's something else going on in the relationship, or not, I shouldn't say that. There's something else going on in their brain that's not allowing them to respect others. There's something in their head that's eating away at them, like a demon, like some kind of prideful issue or something that you can't solve. And at least not unless you have respect, right? So just recognize that it's okay if you do this for a while and you should probably see some changes pretty quickly, just the way that they talk to you. If you don't see those changes in like a week of you like just going out of your way every once in a while to say things like I respect you or I trust you on that, or that's a pretty smart idea, I like that, things like that. If they don't start talking to you differently, then it seems to me that there's not something that you can do. Unless you're willing to have a conversation with them that causes them to physically break down in emotional, like just breakdown. Because that's the point of vulnerability that you need to get to before you can actually start making any headway. Right?
Right. And people's walls may be built up a little too high for that to happen.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah. Absolutely. So those are my points that I want to say there. Yeah, might take a long time. Yeah. But my point is, it's not on you.
People, sure.
Yeah, go on.
People in that situation, a lot of times their walls are built up so high that they will not break. They'll leave.
Yeah, that's true.
It happens.
Yeah. And see you later, Ash. Thank you for chatting with us. You're awesome. And we love you. Love you too. But anyways, Anonymous, I hope that was helpful. I hope that was encouraging and set you up for success, and make you recognize you got this, because you do. And gives you some ways to step forward through and wade through this mud. I know it's hard, but
it is.
You can do it. Absolutely.
And if you ever start to think that your feelings aren't important, or if you start to feel like, whatever, like anytime your feelings are being dismissed, this might seem silly, but we use most of our entire show on your topic because that's how important it is. That's how non-dismissible you are and your topic is.
Well said.
Because I know, and I know, I hear all the time, a lot of times when we take up a big portion of our show on somebody's topic, people are so nice and gracious, and they're like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry that you guys took so long on my topic. And it's like, no, don't, because there was a lot of important things to say. And I want you to take that and understand that we consider you and your topic that important and non-dismissible.
Absolutely.
That we would use like the bulk of our show. And we probably don't have time for another topic. We might just have to go back to talking about random nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I tell you, no, this is a big deal. And it grinds me up. It makes me mad. So thanks. Thank you for making me mad.
Good job. You done it.
You made me mad. You made me mad on a day before that I'm going to do construction. So I'm going to have to somehow sleep and then wake up and remember the mad so I can go do a full day of construction work.
That's going to feel good.
It's going to feel good. It's going to be great.
Oh, man.
You can go hang out with your brother all day tomorrow, Ryan. It's going to be fun.
I'm jealous. I haven't hung out with him since I moved to Australia.
You would be exhausted if you were to do what we were going to do tomorrow. I don't
even know. No, hold on. No,
man.
It's
going to be exhausting.
I would be exhausted before I got to doing what you guys are going to finish doing tomorrow, because I think I would quit when I got like 45 minutes in and my body goes, I don't think I can do this. No, wait, let's try. Nope, you can't do that. You just tried. And your bustle stopped working right there.
Your bustle. You have a muscle and it stopped.
Yeah. Every one of that muscle.
Your muscle stopped hustling.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, Kawhi. Signature, don't worry Wednesday, thoroughness.
Yeah.
We want to be thorough. We want to be, absolutely. We want to be helpful. And sometimes a situation warrants lots of different angles and complexities, because there could be a lot of different things at hand, It's pretty crazy. But I do have to say, we're not, again, I'm going to reiterate, we're not therapists. So without, and we're not a substitute for that. So I would definitely, Anonymous, I would encourage therapy I would encourage some form of counseling, somebody that you can talk to, that you can learn how to trust and confide in with this, that can then help you unpack what's going on in your mind. Because there are some spots in this situation where they could go down a path where this depression could get worse and more difficult and even, even harder. So, especially if your feelings aren't being validated, that can make things really, really tough. So I would definitely find somebody to talk to. And Ryan had so much good, because like, seriously, like, what do you say to somebody when they're like, hey, I respect you?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Right? You can't help but say, like, when you come at it from that angle, it's like they're not going to fight with you then.
Yeah, no, they're not. What are they going to say? Yeah.
Unless they're just like, well, I don't believe you.
Yeah. Or they're just like,
that's possible, but most people aren't going to be like that.
Yeah.
And Neon, Super Neon Blue had some really great things to say in there about, like how we project. People project, like,
there's a lot of that.
used to deal with someone who is very deceitful and poopy. Poopy. I like the poopy. Anytime I say something, I'm just trying to picture you saying poopy. I want to hear you with your voice say poopy. I love it. I'm going to have to join one of your streams and just egg you on until you say the word poopy.
Can you say poopy? Yeah, that's funny.
And anytime I'd say something, honestly, they would doubt it because they were very liars and bad, right? Like, so they were liars. And so they would accuse other people of lying.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like when you have somebody who's like, like in a relationship, I can remember, like seeing a friend go through this, whereas like, his girlfriend was always accusing him of cheating, but she was the one cheating. Because we project. We project our own sins onto others, right?
Yeah,
we project our own issues onto others.
Yeah, no, that's a very good way to tell. Like, I have a hard time trusting people who say they don't trust anybody, just because it's like, yeah, projection.
Yep. Yep. It's kind of like an infection, but it's a projection.
Contagion?
It's an infection of projection.
Infection. Insurrection.
Oh, man. Now we're getting into some crazy words. We're just going to have to go back to the simple ones, like penis.
Nah, it's too many syllables. Too many syllables. No. Misdirection, yeah. Wow.
I'm sorry.
That's great. That was great. I didn't expect you to go there, so well done. Well done. So, I mean,
oh man.
Yeah, we only have a couple of minutes until the end of the show. The other one was about how to separate art from the artist. That's a really good topic. Who's this one by? Does it have a name?
It is. It's anonymous. Separating art from the artist is the name of the person submitting the topic. Oh,
right. Yeah. Okay.
And I just made it the title because it's basically the gist of what.
Yeah, and it's almost the topic summary too. It's so good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but we might have to wait to get to that one. There's a lot we can say about that.
Yeah, it's hard because it's like I want to jump in on that one right now, but that's because there's so many things to say. And I'm like, darn it.
We would go for another hour.
Yeah. That's right.
That's
right.
For something like that, because it's arts, right? And so like we're musicians.
We're both quite involved.
Like, we're artistic people. And so like, but then there's also there's more that there's just the whole idea of separating what somebody's actions are from who they are, and like, okay, like what somebody creates versus who they are as a person, all these kinds of different things. And it's pretty wild.
Not that this has to do with the topic, but it's almost like the flip end of it. I remember back in the day when we first started working together in 2009, we had a conversation that was like separating ourselves from our work so that we wouldn't be emotional when it was like, hey, this would sound better if you did this. It was just like, drop the ego at the door. This is, it's of course it's your art, it's your piece, it's your work. Yeah, but it's not like you can't be emotional about how happy you are with it, but there's no reason to get upset, right? Over someone trying to make your art even better. It's like, that's where the value is. Just like, why would you get upset about that? And so I remember having a conversation about that and like kind of opening the gate with that, which was super healthy, super good.
Yeah. It kind of set the tone for our whole working life together. And it's funny because,
yeah, one of respect.
Yep. It's not like, hey, I'm working with you. I'm planning on doing this with you for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Right? Like this, I plan on being in business with you and working on music with you, right? Like this is what we plan to do together. So when I say something about, hey, wouldn't it sound better if we did this? It is in no way saying that you're not a good musician, or that you're not good enough, or that, I don't like what you're doing or whatever, right? It's nothing about that. It's just really just saying, hey, this is just a suggestion. Maybe we can make it better than it is, like, let's see if we can make it even better.
Better. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
You can either take what I have to say or not take what I have to say. It's okay. But we wanted to lay that groundwork of saying, in no way is this reflecting on you.
Yeah. No way in reflecting on you as a human being and your value and how much I like you. Nor is it reflecting on your ability as a composer or a producer or any of that, which is really great. And it was like freedom, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like you could just offload that problem right now and not have to hold on to it. It's just freeing rather than, it's like, it's weird to me how, like, when you let go of something, especially something that's prideful, it's freeing. Yet internally, all you want to do is cling on to it and say, no, this is mine, it's, I deserve blah, 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 and don't insult me, and blah, 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 I'm offended. It's like, you just let go of that. It's just like, whoa, no, I'm free to be happy now. It's great.
When it's crazy, when our egos are damaged to some degree, like, then it's a lot easier to fall into that trap because we're already hurting. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I see that happen with people, and it's tough in music and arts because we use our emotion to create. We use our emotions to create these things.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
And so it's important for us to experience these emotions, but at the same time, it makes us emotional creatures. And so then, maybe our egos are a little bit fragile, and we all ebb and flow in that regard. And so, like, when we're in a down spot, we're a lot more vulnerable to those kinds of criticisms, right? Because we're a lot less secure in ourselves, and we're a lot, and so it's crazy. See you later, Mianglios. And what do you mean, cats? We don't understand the topic. We're not even talking about a topic. We're just talking.
Okay, hold on. Cats, when I first started going to this conversation, I said, this isn't to do with the topic. It's kind of the flip side of it's not. I think you missed that part. We aren't talking about what the topic is. We're talking about what the topic is not. we're just going off on something that I thought about because it's to do with the topic of art.
Oh yeah. I was like, what? Did we start a topic? Like,
Yeah, we didn't start the topic.
I was confused for a second.
I started saying this so that we wouldn't start the topic. Yeah. I wanted to make sure we didn't go into the topic, so I said something that's related to art and related to separating your art from the artist, but in a completely different way than is what is meant by the topic. Yeah.
Gotcha. But you are right. It is good advice because that's all we have on this show.
Yeah, that's right. And we're always right. And Cats, you're right, as always. We are not talking about the topic.
And that's like one of the rules in the PP. That Cats is always to be trusted.
That's right. And bananas are always to be explained if they're in a screenshot. I learned that the hard way. I got in trouble. Did I get in trouble? No, I didn't get any recommendations. I just got told. So that's not too bad.
See, that's what happens. You either get told or you get banned, and you're not banned, so you're good.
Wow. Maybe one day. Maybe if I have enough screenshots with bananas on them and I don't explain it.
You have to explain the banana screenshots, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's part of the deal. Like,
mm-hmm. Seems to be.
Oh man. What
I'm
fun.
learning the hard way.
No worrying on Wednesday is a good rule.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I can get behind that. And I mean, Katz said it, and Katz is always to be trusted. So.
Dang. Hey, Katz, could you support our merch? Could you tell people to buy our merch that way?
No.
Then it'll be trusted.
Because Katz is too good of friends with Zay, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, you need to do Zay Clan Media Burgers," and I'm gonna be like,
"Oh yeah." So does that mean Katz isn't always be trusted?
Oh dang it! Now you got me in a conundrum here.
Yeah. Cheese bag.
Oh, I feel myself getting angry.
Oh no. I'm angry.
I'm angry. This is gonna be good.
That's great. Katz is gonna get another
performance.
No matter the cost. That's great.
There'll probably be lots of drum performances coming from Joe in the near future. It's kind of half the reason the PP was made.
Yeah. Yep, that is true. That was the sole start of it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For as a place for people to land from my drum streams.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you put the link to your thing in the chat? You totally could.
I did.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I did. You want me to put it in there again?
Yeah, go for it.
We'll see. Is it still the one? It is the one. Boom.
Baka, I'm not decent with PC components. I've built one computer and it was successful, but that doesn't mean I'm good at it.
There's a website called pcpartpicker.com. That's where Kyle always sends me.
Mm-hmm. Does it teach you how to... which components
go with which? There's a lot
of
information on
there.
there.
There is. Yeah, it does. It does help you.
There's a lot of information on there.
When you build your computer with a PC part picker platform on PC, it will tell you that these components are incompatible with each other. Your computer won't work. So that's really cool.
Yep.
But yeah.
It is a little bit overwhelming. Now, if you have some questions...
Oh, indeed. It is way overwhelming.
I can help to some degree, but the last time I built a computer was 6 years ago. So everything is updated. Like, okay, so just to give you, I just recently bought a laptop, and I think it has an i13. They're in the 13th generation of Intel processors right now, or maybe the 14th, and I didn't get the 14, I got the 1300 whatever series, right? Or what, 13,000, whatever the heck. So the computer I have now is a hand-me-down from Ryan. And I didn't build it. Ryan's brother Kyle, or wait, no, did you build it?
I actually, now that I think about that, I think I might have built that, but if I did, it was with Kyle's help at some point. But I'm not sure. He might have done it in my room back then.
Stop
I can't
having
remember.
these private conversations about whether I'm right or wrong. Sorry, Ryan.
That's hilarious.
Ryan.
That's a statement. That's a statement. Stop having these conversations about private conversations about whether I'm right or wrong. I'm just always right. Stop. You don't even have to be private about it.
Zay says I'm wrong.
About what?
How is that a surprise? Okay, so we're in the 13th generation of Intel processors.
Okay.
And it's like 13,000 or something, right? And like that's the one. I just got a laptop and it has that in it. This one that you built, Ryan, is a 4,000. So it's 4th generation.
4th generation out of 13?
Yeah, so now we've gone 9 generations of processors beyond.
Dang.
the one I have in my computer.
Dang.
That was the point I was making with this story.
Okay.
And the
Wow.
one I built was before that, and I didn't even put an Intel processor in it. I put an AMD processor in it.
Yeah. Last time Joe
Which
built a
their
computer, it was a
numbering systems
Windows
look different.
1995. Which
No, it wasn't.
it
No,
wasn't
wasn't.
fine. It was an XP.
Was it XP?
By the way, XP.
No, it was Windows 7.
Okay, it was Windows 7. Okay, I believe you. That's way after XP. Windows XP was my favorite variation of Windows. And it's Windows XP was the best, and that's why Windows 7 and 10 and 11 all mimic it. They basically just go like, how do we recreate Windows XP but with all the new functions? Windows XP was the best one.
Windows XP is good.
Yeah.
I like 10 now that I've gotten to know it. I like 11 too, because I have both.
You know what I liked about Windows XP
cool.
over 7 and 10? When you went to your computer and you like try to make it look through all your files, it did it correctly. I don't know why, but ever since like Windows Vista, and they made this queuing system so that you could search your computer faster, now half the time it just doesn't work. Like certain folders won't let you search inside of them, and certain ones take like 5 moons to search through, and then other ones
5 moons.
Yeah.
So you have to show your butt at it 5 times.
Yep. And then you Yep. And then
that's exactly what it is.
And then the queue, when it pops up, it like gives you this list, and you have to navigate very carefully, because if you touch anything incorrectly, it will have to reload everything again if you want to look at the rest of the files. It's awful. But anyways, that's my main
Girl.
point. Wow. What a pleasant surprise. Welcome.
I don't know if I've seen you before. Welcome. Maybe I have. If I have,
like the eyes.
It's been a long time. Yes.
That's a face that I like to make too. Stop. That's cute. It's been a while. Okay. In this episode of Mythbusters, we'll be investigating the Static P Windows scandal. Oh no. Let's not do that. What was the scandal?
Scandal. You're scandalous, Ryan.
I'm scandalous. Oh man.
Ryan, you're like the least scandalous person I've ever met.
Well, scandalous is the correct word then. Because less means without or less than. So scandal less.
Ah.
Yeah, it's not scandalous.
Clever. I see what you did there. I see
what
you did there.
Thank you. You'll hide your files. I see. Yeah. Well, fair enough. Hey guys. You know what? This is the end of the show.
Can I just say?
Buying time.
Can I just say?
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
So like Ryan and his lovely wife, with as calm and wonderful people as they are, and as loving and sweet, they're both just such sweet people, right? I want to hear them have a knockdown, drag-out marital fight.
Yeah, we're all three of us are looking forward to that. It hasn't happened.
I want to see what that's gonna be like.
It was like 3 days ago, maybe.
Oh, you had one.
Time flies by quick. 3-4 days ago, I can't remember. Anyways, we're both like laying in bed, and she's like, "When are we gonna have a fight?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know, sweetheart. One of these days."
Naughty, it happens.
Yeah.
Part of being in relationships with people. You have fights with them. Or maybe that's just me.
Well, fights are usually, they result in like solving something that's like pivotal and deep and really needs to be solved on behalf of making your relationship better. It's like, they're usually good if you can make them good. But they're bad if you don't make them good, obviously.
Wait, you're betting money on...
Oh, no.
She's going to say poopy.
Oh, man. Along with the computer.
Oh, there you go, Tev. What? Tev, great
Pillow.
to see you, by
Oh,
the
that's
way.
good. Yeah, it's Tef, you're awesome. That's so great.
Yep. Pillow.
Pillow. Poof. Pillow fight. Poof. Oh man.
That'd be the way to have a marital fight.
We had our first fight. Oh man, are you guys okay? How'd
Just
it go?
grab a pillow and.
That was a pillow fight. Feathers everywhere. No. That did happen. That's
fun.
true. We had a pillow fight.
Well, good. So you had a fight.
Yeah, it was an accident.
You
Yeah.
hit her in the face?
I said that was like literally when how
In
that
the
was so
face?
recent. Yeah, I said I was there and I laid down and I had both pillows under my head and she had no pillows, so I was like, "Oh, here's your pillow," and I threw it and I was like, "Wait, she's not picking her head up," so it landed on her face. I was like, "Oops, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." She wasn't upset. We both laughed.
Fun.
Mhm.
Anyway, sorry. You can close down the show now. I just had to say that.
No, no.
Oh, now you're not going to close the show down?
Yeah, I'm not gonna show it. Not if you treat me like that.
Oh,
We're gonna
okay.
stay here.
I'll close it down.
And you're
then.
gonna like it. Oh, I didn't realize you
I'll
had
just
that
leave
power.
the Discord call. I'll join the watch party in the PP. We'll just watch you.
Awesome. Enjoy. I'll just leave too, and we'll both just be. You can watch a blank screen. I'll get on with my life.
Fine.
Fine.
I'll go to bed.
Is this
I
a
gotta
fight?
get up
Is this
early
what a fight is
anyway.
like? I can't remember. It's been a while since I
Are
had.
we fighting?
Fighting? Is this what
When
it's
was the
like?
last time we had a fight? Our fights are pretty quiet.
I think if you want to count, it's hard to say because I can't say that we've ever really had a fight, but we've had encounters,
disagreements.
We've had
Yep.
disagreements, and we've had reasons for apology, like when I didn't show up on time a couple of times for our meetings, and that made you feel like you weren't valuable to me, and I was like, dude, that's not why I didn't show up, and we had to talk that out.
No, I know why you didn't show up.
I was sleeping.
I'm kidding.
I don't remember why.
I
Was I sleeping? I don't remember. But anyways, yeah, we've had to have some apologies and rebuilding of friendship, I guess, to some degree.
Mhm.
But I don't remember ever having a time where we actually had a fight.
I don't think we've ever raised voices with each other.
No, never.
Even me, like I've never even raised my voice at you. Like I can't imagine you raising your voice at anybody. But like you all have heard me yell. I yell most of the time on this, right? Like,
I don't think you've ever raised your voice to me. No.
what do you mean stop drinking hot water? Oh my gosh. You
What's
guys are
wrong
like
with-
out to get me.
Yeah. How about it's good for you?
You know what, cats? I can't drink any more hot water because I just drank it all. So it's gone.
So he will
What
listen to
now?
you. He will listen to you. He will stop, but
What
only
now?
because it's now
But I had a
inevitable.
whole bottle of cold water,
Ooh, that's unhealthy.
but I'm not going to drink it. I'm going to go get some more hot water just because you said not to.
Oh, I love that rebellious side of you, Joe. That's so good.
And now I'm all blurry.
Mhm.
You made me blurry.
Yeah, wow. He's so furious. He's like mad. He's blurred in the eyes. I prefer eating ice cubes like potato chips. You can absolutely do that, even if it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you get to eat when you're when you're in labor.
Wait, what?
Ice chips.
What? What?
Well, I guess if you get an epidural.
I don't know these things. I've never had one.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've never given birth, but I've been there for 2.
Mm-hmm. Ice chips, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I was the guy.
I would never
Oh,
give up
man.
with. That's why. Nice. That's good.
I was the guy that was like starving, and I was like, okay. And I talked to the doctor. I'm like, how stable is she? And I went and got food while she could only eat ice chips. She was in labor.
And you came back
like,
and
okay,
you smelled it on your breath.
I might have brought the food back to the room.
Oh. You're just like snagging up popcorn.
I was.
Oh yeah, push.
Oh,
is that
man.
you? You're that evil guy in the room? Nah.
Well, one of the funny things, like there was like some contraction happening or whatever, and I was like trying to be consoling, right? And I was like, oh, shh, I was like, and she's like, did you just shush me? I was like, what?
Sniff or stiff? What'd you say?
Shush.
Oh,
Shush. Because I was saying shh.
Oh, oh, that's awful.
Like trying to be calming,
Yeah. That was not the response. Shush. Okay, wow. You know what though? Here's the thing. I think it's completely fair. And by fair, I mean imbalanced in such a way that you're allowed to at least get a little something. Because here's how it went. For probably likely 7 months, she got to eat whatever she ate, whatever she wanted, as much as she wanted of it.
And who went and got it?
And who went and got it for her? Who paid for it? Who, like, literally... And she told you what to eat. She told you to eat the things she wanted so that she could eat off of your plate when she was done with hers. I think it's you are more than welcome to your share of having some food that you want.
Let me tell you something, in this context, fairness is of no
context. Yeah, I know. There would be no fairness.
There is no fairness.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm. I think it was about time you had some food. A baby hungry. Absolutely, the baby's hungry. That's true. You know what's interesting to me, though? I mean, on this point, we're just wasting time here. It's
never a waste of time. What are you talking about?
Well, nothing to do with Don't Worry Wednesday and everything to do with controversial subjects. What's interesting to me is in America, and actually the Western world in general, when you have a baby, they expect you to gain a certain amount of pounds, and it's like 2-3 times more than the weight of the baby. And so they expect you to put on more pounds and eat more when you're pregnant for the baby's health, right? In Japan, they have the same birth rate as we do. It's the same success of birth. And for them, they tell their patients when they get pregnant, you're supposed to lose weight, and by the time you're having that baby, I want to see you the same weight or even less weight. You're supposed to go exercise every day, eat healthy, don't eat too much, it could harm the baby, blah, 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 blah. And it's the same birth rate. And so it's like, can you really use the excuse of, oh, the baby's hungry, when Japan is like that? And Japan, can you really say it's okay to run these girls into the ground and be so rude to them, like, you have to work out every day, and you're not skinnier than you came in last time, and blah, blah, blah. You can't be that. Everyone, let's chill. Let's just let people be what they want to be, you know? Just be healthy. Just be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
The baby eats you if you don't give it food. Yeah, absolutely true. They do eat your fat and stuff like that. They absorb you. And then what are they? If you are what you eat. Wait a minute.
Wait, so a baby comes out and they're a mother?
Yeah, because here's the problem. We talked about this. Did we talk about this last stream? We were talking about like how we're not water, or no, that was Nyansai's stream. We were talking about how people say like we're 70% water or something like that. And it's like, can we make that claim? Can we make the claim that we're that amount water? Because when we eat food or drink water, we don't call that part of us. We say that the water is in us. We don't say that water is us. So you can't say that we're X% water. We can say we have that much water in us compared to the amount of flesh we have, which is this percent. Because otherwise,
like 70% coffee.
Yeah, that sounds good. But anyhow, regardless of all that, nevertheless, it's like if you are what you eat, then like you eat a hamburger, you're Zayclan Media hamburger if you eat a hamburger. And then your baby eats that hamburger. What are they? They're mother. And then your baby comes out and he's your mother. Because he's his own mother. What? Because he ate your hamburger. Doesn't make sense.
So then he's a hamburger.
70% Dr. Pepper. Whoa.
Dr. Pepper.
I'm a doctor. I'm 70% Dr. Pepper.
Yes. I'm legit a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. Oh, man.
All right. Okay, so now it's like 10:20.
Yeah, awesome. Perfect. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your life and that something we said here today was helpful and thought-provoking and gives you a goodness in your heart. And yeah, thank you for being with us. Thank you for enjoying this show with us. Thanks for being fun and for being serious and all. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you in the chat. Appreciate all your love and support and all that you do to help out the rest of each other. And just for being here, it's awesome. So, and anybody else who watches after the show, thank you. You guys are awesome too.
You get the thumbs up approval.
Double thumbs up. One for me, one for Joe.
And feel free.
Thanks for the hearts and the 100s.
Feel free to join the PP.
Yes.
There's the link one more time.
Beautiful. What a lovely stream. Yes. Have a great week. Yeah. Have a great week, guys. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Love you guys.
Peace. Peace.